Okay guys, 3 months ago I promised a top 10 video games of all time list on my channel, and I guess now's the right time to do it. Your list will probably, if not 100%, definitely differ from mine, because I've got an obscure game on there. Oh my goodness, I need to add maybe a number. Okay, this is my top 11, because I just thought of a game that I should add to it. So anyway, without further ado, top 11 video games of all time, starting right now. Here we go. In just a sec. Is it broken?
Number 11.
San Francisco Rush 2049. This is by far the best racing game I have ever played. Burnout Paradise comes at it with a close second place, but ultimately this game beats every other game hands down. What makes it so amazing? It's the amount of original ideas, or at least the original implementation of these ideas. The wings system in this game is extremely nice because all it actually does is slightly extend your airtime, but the real kicker is that it allows you to change the orientation of your car in the air. This makes for quick saves if you start rotating after a jump, and all around just good racing. The multiplayer is amazing as well. There's one mode that is strictly multiplayer in this game, and that would be Battle. The Battle mode is one of the most fun battle modes I have ever seen in a racing game. Your car has a normal pistol to start out with, but then you drive around and collect machine guns, sonic booms, and rocket launchers. It takes a while to kill your opponents, as there are power-ups like a shield, an invisibility, and then what I call the fix-it. It basically is just a red circle that you pick up and it restores your health full. I have this game for both the N64 and Dreamcast. The Dreamcast version is much better graphics-wise, but the soundtrack for the N64, don't ask me why they changed the soundtrack between the versions, the soundtrack for the N64 is definitely my favorite. One thing that I also forgot to mention is this game also has a stunt mode, which heavily involves the use of the wings. Basically, they give you a stunt map, you go around, get air, flip your car around as many times as you can, and try to land it. It is an all-around fantastic game, earning it the 11 or honorable mention spot on my top 10 games.
Number 10.
Mario Party. I experienced a lot of internal turmoil over where to place this game on the list. I knew it had to be somewhere, but I just couldn't decide where. I put it at the bottom of the list because where it is a great game, it is just best with at least one other person, if not 3 other people. This is by far the best of the Mario Party games because it was simply the first one. No complex items to worry about, only a few twists and turns, and the boards felt completely original. Probably because they were the first generation of boards, but so on and so forth. Also, in this game, the consequences were real. If you failed a one-player game, you lost coins. Now, they did add the Game Guy games in Mario Party 3, which did carry great consequences, but I still think that the original game prevails due to its originality and all-around really nice aesthetic feel. My favorite board in the game has definitely got to be Luigi's Engine Room, because in this one I can strategize about 5 turns ahead on how to make sure that the right door is open to get to the star, or almost more importantly, how to prevent other people from getting the star.
Number 9.
Half-Life. This game was an obvious choice for my top 10 list. It's not very high on the list because first-person shooters are not entirely my favorite game genre. Nonetheless, this game rocks! You don't have to just kill everybody like in a lot of other games. Your character, Gordon Freeman, even though he is a silent protagonist, he is so well developed. You actually have to use your fellow scientists to get to the surface. Then only realize you have to go back underground, and then you formulate a plan to kill the aliens, Big Master King Dude, and then boom, you have a great game.
Number 8.
Spongebob Squarepants Battle for Bikini Bottom. This game has been dismissed by way too many people who haven't even played it, where I will definitely grant you the fact that most cartoon to video game adaptations are mostly and basically worthless. This game breaks all the stereotypes of that on every single level. It's almost like a mesh between Ocarina of Time and Super Mario 64. Now, I'm not saying it's better than either two of those games, but I am saying it shares a lot of the open world aspects of Ocarina of Time, while the progression of the game feels a lot more like Super Mario 64. Instead of collecting stars, you collect golden spatulas. This whole game was very, very well executed, and the detailed puzzles and characters are all fantastic contributors to how fun this game really is. I highly recommend it to you, as I'm sure a lot of you haven't played it. It is for Xbox, PS2, and GameCube, so buy it. Usually less than $10. It's not that bad. It's a great game. Just trust me on this.
Number 7.
Okay, here is a super duper short review for you. Terraria. Yes, I know it is kind of like Minecraft, but two-dimensional. However, I like this game a lot more because the colors and worlds are so vast and rich. The amount of items is just beyond that you can find in most other games. It is amazingly expansive. I still need to play the 1.2 update, which I've heard is even more expansive than the 1.1 update, but I haven't really gotten to play it much yet. I would have also included Minecraft on this list. In fact, it was there originally, but the games are similar enough that I can somewhat summarize them together. Where I'd put Terraria above Minecraft, they both kind of take the number 7 place on my top 10 games.
Number 6.
Star Wars Battlefront 2, or if you're a nerd like me, SWBF 2, because SWBF. Anyway, I played this game on a Windows 2000 PC with a Pentium 3 processor on a highish end NVIDIA graphics card that was highish end for 2003. On a tube monitor that the computer had a 20 gig hard drive. It just wasn't very powerful. But this game got me through junior high and started my long experience with modding video games. Star Wars Battlefront.filefront.com was definitely my favorite website back then. All the amazing hacks made the game altogether more amazing, and just an experience that I will never forget. The only worst part was that 20 gig hard drive. I had to keep deleting mods and installing others, but not anymore. I have a huge hard drive on my laptop, 750 gigs. Oh, and a terabyte external for my video stuff. So that's the state I'm in now. But what makes this game so great is just the gameplay itself. The expansive maps, the goals, the capture the flag, the conquest mode, it's all amazing. Especially the Galactic Conquest mode is really fun when doing multiplayer on an Xbox, because you can, take over the galaxy and then laugh at your friend. I mean, how awesome is that?
Number 5.
Portal 2. I just love this game. I was one of those freaks who bought it during the release week. It was actually the second or third day of release because I couldn't pony up $60 the first day. Anyway, I even did a whole Mind series from Shell's point of view. The show got a lot of criticism because Shell is a girl, but I explain it in the show. Vocal cord surgery from a mime so you couldn't hear what the voice was going to sound like beforehand. Boom! Believable. Not really. But hey, I made the show, I went all the way through Portal and Portal 2, so yeah. Anyway, back to the actual game. This game had so many twists and turns, and very few references to cake, which actually kind of makes me happy, because that was kind of an overused joke after the first game came out in 2007. It was great being able to say that the cake was a lie, but it would have been super redundant if that was the theme of this game. Gladly, this game is a history lesson that I quite enjoyed about a fictional company, so it's not actual history, but I still enjoyed it. We learn about Aperture's dark and humorous past and about GLaDOS' creation. I highly recommend this game to those who haven't played it. What have you been doing with your time?
Number 4.
Super Mario 64. This was the first console game I ever played. I never get tired of any of the 120 stars that you have to collect to 100% the game, or the 50 stars needed to get to Bowser. 50, you ask? I thought you needed 70. Yeah, 50. I know there are glitches to get there even earlier, but this is the only glitch that I could complete. The simplicity of this game is what makes it so great. Hey Mario, I made a cake. Boom! You're off on another adventure to save the princess who's trapped inside a star being held by Bowser. Just another great part of the Mario series that stands out strong. Plus, of course, there's the fact that this blew everyone's mind when it came out, because it was the first, like, legitimately awesome 3D game that was just super amazing. So, you know, there was that.
Number 3.
The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Okay, the next game after this one is a Zelda game. I would have put more Zelda games on here, but I really wanted to be fair. Now, I know what you're immediately thinking. This is number 3? You have another Zelda game above Ocarina of Time? But how? Well, this was actually the first Zelda game I ever played. And guess when I played it for the first time? Your options are 1998, 2010, or 2003. I'll probably actually put different music here, but maybe not. The answer is B, 2010. This is probably a shock to a lot of you, but this guy convinced me to play this game via Project 64, and I loved it. I loved it so much that I bought the gray cartridge, the gold cartridge, and the digital version of the 3DS release. This game was so well designed from front to back. I love how linear the story is and how much you can actually do very early in the game. The Big Goron sword is actually attainable before the Fire Temple, believe it or not. And I'm gonna say this right now that Majora's Mask is not on this list. It's not because I'm not completely in love with that game. Also, I just like the linear feel of Ocarina of Time better, and I don't think I'm gonna put another Nintendo 64 Zelda game on here. But you can basically categorize it with Ocarina of Time. Just know that I do like Ocarina of Time better than Majora's Mask.
Number 2.
Alright, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Yes, this game has a serious lack of expansiveness issues. Yes, there was a huge glitch that Nintendo had to fix with a whole channel on the Wii store. I still love this game. I don't care what you think. I know a lot of people are going to hate me for it, but I love this game. The reason I actually love this newer generation of Zelda games more than the original two-dimensional Zelda games is the fact that you actually have tools to help you complete the game without an online walkthrough. The dowsing in this game is one of my favorite features. Can't find the gratitude crystals? No problem. Just point around with your sword. Can't find a Kikui? Just douse for it. Can't find a goddess cube? No problem. Can't find Zelda? Well, okay. No, you still can't find her in the end, with dowsing. But I mean, I absolutely loved the motion controls. The Wii was definitely a great console. Many will disagree. I don't care. It was fantastic for the few actually really good games that it had. But, in general, the games for the Wii really did not take advantage of the way the motion controls could be used. Skyward Sword did exactly this. One-to-one sword motion with Link. It was absolutely amazing. I look like this while playing the game, and I love it. Number 1! Okay, it's time for number 1. The one you've all been waiting for. I'm doing too much eyebrow movement right now. But, number 1, the game that I absolutely love the most above all other video games is Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Sorry, I had to fix something there. No, my actual favorite game of all time is Tron 2.0. I am almost positive that none of you, or most of you at very least, have not played this game. My dad showed me the movie Tron from 1982 when I was 10 years old. Ever since then, I have absolutely loved the Tron universe ever since that day. The game was beautifully executed. The storyline is only halfway revealed to you through the cutscenes in the game and the dialogue. The other half of the story is revealed to you through emails that you download as you progress through the game. Some are actually kind of difficult to find. It is interesting that a game was invented that made me want to read. The story was amazingly written. Where I am a fan of Tron Legacy, and I did see it twice in the IMAX, the writing of the story of Tron Legacy simply does not compare to the story of Tron 2.0. You play as Jethro Eugene Bradley, son of Alan Bradley, the guy who wrote the Tron program, and he goes by the name Jet, which is awesome. This game covers so many questions that I had about the Tron universe as a kid. The internet, light cycles, viruses, Edward Dillinger, everything. I highly recommend this game to all the people that I know. In my mind, it is the true sequel to Tron, and always will be. So there you have it, my top 10 video games of all time. Maybe you agreed, maybe you didn't, maybe you absolutely hated some of the games on my list. Maybe Call of Duty is your favorite game of all time, in which case I am so sorry for you. If you need counseling, I'm going to be opening a clinic soon in my very own house. I'm just kidding. Seriously, it's totally fine. If you disagreed, post in the comments, you know? Don't be like, oh my gosh, you're such a stupid idiot. Your games are the worst games on earth. But do comment, you know, legitimate comments. Video responses, you can't really link them to me. But if you comment, I'm totally fine in this video with you commenting and saying, hi, check out my video of my top 10 games list. So please do that. I'd like to see what you've got. I am going to be doing a video about Tron 2.0 and a video specifically about Rush 2049, much the way that Peanut Butter Gamer does videos. So it's going to be, I guess, maybe it's going to be kind of copying his style. But, I mean, a lot of people do games about videos about specific games. And nobody's ever going to do one probably for Tron 2.0, so I figured I better be the one, and I better do it fast so that I'm the first one to do it. So I might cut this out so you guys don't know that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If if you feel this is a good video, click the share button, click the like button, the subscribe button if you haven't hit it already. I know every YouTuber pitches that, but we're salesmen. Not really. Oh gosh, I don't want to work in retail ever again. I worked at Best Buy. And not that Best Buy is bad or anything, but it's just a retail job in general. I'm sure if I worked anywhere else, it would be the same thing. So, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the future. Tell me what you think of this green screen. I hope it worked well. I'm using Adobe Premiere, so hopefully I got that worked out. But thanks. See you guys next time.